My heart is so heavy right now, like I am very, very sad. This issue of fuel subsidy removal, I just feel our president handled it abruptly, like it was too sudden. I am not blaming President Tinubu for removing the fuel subsidy, but I just feel it was too sudden. After all, the previous government, that's Buhari administration, was said to have, make provision to the end of June for fuel subsidy. Why not wait till the end of June? Why now? Why announce this fuel subsidy is gone on the first day of your administration as president of Nigeria? What happened to grace? Now imagine somebody like me. In my area, we don't even have transformer, talking of NEPA lights. I have been running gen for a while. Fuel I will buy normally for 2,000 naira. I bought it today for 6,000 naira, and that's because somebody begged on my behalf. It is bad enough that fuel has been increased to 537 naira. Now, even with your 537 naira, some filling stations will not sell in kegs. You see that we are in for big problem in Nigeria right now. Imagine people who are not working at all. I am not working, and I'm complaining like this. At least I do Uber and I create content. Now, imagine people who are earning 30,000 naira salaries, because now this fuel subsidy, removal will affect so many things, like the cost of transportation, the cost of goods in the market, and services, a lot of things. It will affect a whole lot of things. Now imagine people who are not working at all. How will they cope? How will they cope? Because if people who are even earning salaries are complaining now, how will people who are not working cope?
They promised you renewed hope, but from the first day of inauguration, they gave you renewed hopelessness. But we promised Nigerians a new Nigeria that is free from the culture of impunity, criminality, corruption, and illegality. And we are going to maintain our focus on that promise, and at the appropriate time we will deliver. He issued the first dictate of his regime. Fuel subsidy is gone. The statement he made was in May. The subsidy was to go by June. In politics, one day is enough to do the miracle or the damage. But what is the essence of you are saying in your inaugural speech that you are going to inflict more pain on the people? He said he was going to lead. Leadership is defined as the ability to influence people through inspiration, not intimidation or manipulation. That was a demonstration of arrogance of power, not humility of purpose. Now, when you are a leader, what is your purpose? Is it to inflict more pains on the people? No. And you have to be humble about it, especially when the problem emanated from the incompetence and dishonesty of leaders, not from the complicity of the people. Now, let me start by saying, so that you do not misinterpret me as ever supporting anything about oil fuel subsidy. If there is anything that irritates me to my bones, is the issue of subsidy. I wouldn't have voted for anybody who said he was going to maintain oil subsidy. And I'm very serious about that. What is the wisdom in an oil producing country paying more than 7 trillion to foreign countries to refine your oil and send it back to you? You paying their shipping line, you building their refineries abroad, when you have your 4 refineries already built.
So you support his move then?
No, listen to me.
Right.
I am saying that I hate everything about oil subsidy, and I agree with anybody who says it's fraudulent, it's criminal, and has no business in the first place in the Nigerian economy. We should be as careful in coming out of oil subsidy as we were careless in going into it. We displayed recklessness and carelessness going into it in the first place. So when you are coming out, you wouldn't be as careless as you were going in. So what I'm saying is, when you want to remove it, there are two fundamental bases, and I talk now as an economist, that you must fulfill in order to make sure that you don't destroy the economy before building it post-oil subsidy. And the two basic econometrics that you must achieve: you must saturate the system with fuel, and you must ensure there is no monopoly. When you saturate the system with fuel, elementary economics will teach you that when supply is excess, it maintains a cap on the price. However, no matter how supply is entrenched, if there is monopoly, the monopoly through Shylock mentality of making profit can still manipulate the supply in order to make sure that the price gets haywire. I give you an example with OPEC. OPEC can throw its weight around. Even when the supply is there and they don't like the price, they simply cut the supply and the price will jack up. That is what is happening in Nigeria. You should factor it in. Some people have been feeding big on that general corrupt tendency of oil subsidy manipulation to fill in their pocket. So when you want to deal with such things, you have to be careful coming out. You don't need to pronounce it. Like I said, why I said it's a demonstration of arrogance of power. It's just you just want to tell people that as president, my word is law. Nothing else. Because the other regime has given you a leeway. What he said is unlawful. He said oil subsidy is gone. No. What he said is not true. He said there was no appropriation for what he knew in the budget for oil subsidy. No, there was. And it ought to end by June. If you end it today, that means the June allocation for oil subsidy will be dyed by some elements of criminal tendencies, because they would have jacked up the price before exhausting the subsidy, which is already a matter of law, which is already in the Appropriation Act. So there was everything wrong with that pronouncement. And it is anti-labor, it is anti-people, not because that I support oil subsidy, but because of the recklessness with which they are managing the exit of the oil subsidy.
Right.